She calls me back and says, I can't get the extra money to get to the million. Can you put it in? And by that time, I'm like, no, I'm not
Oh,
putting any more money in. I'm starting to get weird, weirded out about this.
Mhm.
And it kept saying,
Right.
trade failed, trade failed.
oh.
The money was gone.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of I Hate Dating Apps. I'm Daniel. I'm here with Gina. And today we're going to be talking about catfishing. So we have a couple of guests, actually, but why don't you introduce us the first one?
Okay, so she is going by the name of Megan. I can vouch for her. I know that she's real. I know that her story is real, but she wishes to remain anonymous, so she's going to be Megan. You were you don't have to say the app name, but you were on an app and then you had like a crypto catfishing thing happen to you, right? Tell us about that.
Yeah, so, I'm a single mom living in Los Angeles. And, after first, I thought like maybe I'll meet a good friend through dating apps.
A
So,
friend. Okay.
yeah, a friend.
Yeah. All right,
Starts with a
Megan. You
friendship.
say friend. We say yes. All right. A friend.
So, got connected with this guy. On the picture, he looks super cute, super sweet compared to my ex-husband. We were talking for a good 4 months. But he casually brought up the subject about, investing in crypto and how he was getting a big investment return on it. And I told him like I have no knowledge with investment and it's not something that I want to talk about. But eventually he started showing me his screenshots of his accounts, showing me how big of a return he's getting, and he knew that I had a daughter. So he's like, for your daughter's future, why don't you look into it? Got me to open an account on
Mm.
Coinbase. And then from there, he's like, hey, why don't you use my investment platform to start investing? So I said, send me the link. I took a look. It's has no like company information. I could already see something is wrong here. And he's like, why don't you with 50,000 investment? I kept on pushing back, doing that, transferring the money.
Hey, Megan, sorry to interrupt you. Through this whole time, did you meet him in person at all?
No,
Oh, no.
How come? Can we ask you why you didn't meet him in person?
he's based in UK.
Oh,
Ah.
good excuse.
Yeah. And I finally decided not to do it. And I told him saying that, hey, this is a deal breaker. Let's just cut it off here. Um, and then he started apologizing, saying, oh, sorry, so push, blah, blah. Another month went by and he started the conversation again saying, hey, can you use my investment account manager? And I was like, what? And I told him, hey, this doesn't sound right. And then he was like asking for $500. I was like, wow, you're going from
Yeah.
$50,000 to $500 now. And at that point, I wanted to research what's going on. So I Google, dating scams, dating scam trends. And I land on New York Times with the article of crypto scams, new target dating apps. I was like pretty shocked and sad because his approach and sequence of conversation is exactly same
Mhm.
as what was on the article.
Ugh.
You didn't invest, though, did you?
No, I didn't.
Good.
So I was glad that I researched about it, and just put a stop to it. And that's it.
Well, this is interesting because I researched this before we started this podcast. And according to Social Catfish, which is a company that helps verify online identities, in 2021, $547 million were lost in the US to romance scams online. According to the Federal Trade Commission and the FBI, over the last 5 years, in the US alone, people have lost $1.3 billion
Holy.
to romance scams. So I'm so sorry that happened to you, Megan. And believe it or not, our other guest, Ned, has a very similar story. I swear to you, I did not go, who's got a crypto romance scam? Like, it just so happened that the two people who are joining our podcast about catfishing happen to have fallen victim to a crypto scam.
Well, I'm so glad that Megan did not fall for it, right? Because I mean, it is something that
you're about to make Ned feel really bad, but okay, yes,
I'm
we're
sorry.
all glad that Megan
but it's
didn't
all
fall
experience.
for the scam.
It's all experience.
Let's head to Ned. And Ned, thank you very much for joining us on Zoom. So I'm also good friends with Ned, and I can vouch that he's a real person and that this happened to him. And Ned, I remember when you were talking to me about this and you were freaking out. And, now that I hear Megan's story, I'm realizing that it's very kind of similar to how you were catfished.
Yeah, no, mine is like the trifecta. It's catfishing, crypto scam, and ghosting all in one. So it's a trifecta of dating scams. There's a platform that that I kind of fell prey to was Tinder, and I met this girl on it, and she was mid to late 30s, professional, owned a real estate development company, San Francisco, lived in Los Angeles and Beverly Hills and San Francisco. We spent probably a month or so talking online. She was in San Francisco planning to come to LA. We were going to meet up and spend the weekend together. We traded phone calls several times a day. We went on video chats actually, and I actually video chatted with her.
Oh, so you saw her.
I saw somebody, but I saw what I thought was her, but it could have been her on video, and then the person I was texting might have been a completely different person. It's hard to say, but the subject of crypto didn't come up at first. At first, we just talked about relationships. We talked about life, about kids, about, when we seemed somewhat compatible. And while I said, I'm really not into doing a long distance relationship, she said, well, she lives in Beverly Hills as well. So I kind of stuck with it. My oldest daughter is 31, had a baby at the time. And about 24 hours later, she sent me back a caricature that she had drawn of my daughter with the baby. And it was so perfect. It was like a professional artist did it.
Wow.
And then she sent one of me and her together, almost
God.
like, arm in arm, even though we had never met. And I was enamored by that. I thought, wow, this is amazing.
It sounds amazing.
Yeah, right. She apparently has a plane, and I was going to meet her at Santa Monica Airport with her assistant and her. She gave me the flight time. She gave me all the information, the hotel she was staying at. I called up because I'm a little paranoid and actually checked, and there was a person slated to come into the hotel. So it all kind of sort of made sense, and it seemed like this thing was possibly real. Oh, and I should say, backstory, a couple weeks prior to her coming to LA and us meeting, she sent me a bunch of pictures of stuff she bought me. She went to a mall, apparently in San Francisco, and bought me a Louis Vuitton leather jacket, which was about $10,000, a Rolex watch, which is literally close to $60,000, a Rolex Daytona watch.
And why did she say she's buying these for you?
No, she's trying to show him that she's wealthy. Right?
No, I know.
Sort of both. You're both right. What happened is she had made mention of once that she made a large amount of money on an investment during the week. And I said, what is it? And she said, oh, it's not cryptocurrency like Bitcoin or Ethereum. It's trading currency. You're sort of trading on the up and the down of the currency on a Coinbase-like account, but it's a third-party Coinbase account called Coinbase.is. But it transcends into Coinbase. So if you go on the App Store and you want to sign up for Coinbase.is, you click on the Coinbase app, and then it'll take you to Coinbase.is. So it looked to me like it was legit. She said, if I show you how to trade, will you trade for me with me using my money on my platform? And I went, well, if I don't have to sign up and it's not my money or my platform, sure, why not? No harm, no foul. So for a week, I was actually trading with her. She would tell me exactly what to do, screenshot it, and I would follow suit. And so when she traded, let's say $20,000 or $30,000 a pop, and she would make 12% off the trade in like 5 minutes, I was doing the exact same mirror trade, making her another 12 to 15%.
So you're actually in the app making the trades now.
Yeah, with her on her
Yeah.
account. So she was making $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 a day for the entire week we did this. And at the end of the week, that's when she said, hey, I bought you a present. And she showed me pictures of her shopping with, Louis Vuitton and Gucci and Fendi and all this. She even bought my dog stuff. I bought your dogs some dog treats and some doggy sweaters. And I'm going to bring all that when I see you in LA next week. And so that's what she canceled the day before she was coming in, doing this elaborate long tail scam to show confidence, to build trust, to show that I'm making her money. She's buying me gifts. This could be amazing.
Right.
If I just started off with $500 and built that up, we could make a lot of money together. So, and that's what happened. She finally said, I can't come in this week, but I'm going to make my reservations for next week and blah, blah, blah. How about you take a stab at doing this with me, but you use your account and I don't have access to it. You just start off with $500.
Gotcha.
And I shoved $500 into it, followed her lead and traded the 500, turned it into 2,000 in about 20 minutes. So I was kind of impressed. I was like, wow, I just made $2,000 off $500. So the next time we did it, I took the 2,000, added some more, and then we made, 4,000 and then kept going. And so I wound up all in spending about 10,000. But that 10,000 got us combined up to over 500,000.
But when you say 500,000, though, like you do have that money in your Coinbase wallet now.
Yes.
Gotcha.
But here's what happens now.
Now.
Then she says, we're at a level where at 500,000, I think we could make $1 million on 2 more trades. So here's what I want you to do. I want you to sign up for this bonus screen, which is on the Coinbase IS thing. And what happens is Coinbase IS will then kick in 15% of your trades. And then what happens is when you sign up to that bonus trading level, you have like tech support that comes on and says, okay, now what you have to do is finish the trade, which is coming up to $1 million. And then you trade twice on the $1 million, and then you can cash out at any time. But what unbeknownst to me happened is when I signed up for that bonus on my computer, it added a cookie or something that allowed the people at Coinbase to pull money out of my account. And I didn't know it. Then she calls me back and says, I can't get the extra money to get to the $1 million. Can you put it in? And by that time, I'm like, no, I'm not putting any more money in. I'm starting to get weirded out about this. And so what I tried to do is transfer money back out of Coinbase IS into Coinbase. And it kept saying, trade failed. And I did $200, $1,000, $15,000, $25,000, $200,000, all over the boards. And every time it failed, but the money was gone. It just was a phantom number that showed in my Coinbase IS account. The money had been already taken out. The minute they put that cookie on there, the money went into the blockchain and they took it. Right.
We'll be right back after a quick word from our sponsors. Our sponsor, Take My Face Off, makes swiping off your makeup just as easy as swiping past a bad profile. Seriously, the MIDI from Take My Face Off is this adorable facial mitt that makes skin cleansing faster, easier, and more thorough than any other method I've tried. I seriously love this product. Next time you're tempted to grab a face wipe, use a MIDI instead. It's just as fast, but it's better for your skin and the planet. Get free shipping with the discount code DATING at takemyfaceoff.com. I know you're busy going on dates, but who's looking out for your family's legacy? Seriously, someone needs to tell your future kids what it was like for grandma or grandpa growing up on the farm, or how hard it was for them to walk to school uphill, both ways, in the rain and the snow. Tell Me Your Tale is a video production company based in Los Angeles that does nothing but create family legacy videos. They'll interview your loved one, either virtually or in person if you're local to Los Angeles, then edit the footage into a gorgeous professional video. Chapter by chapter, you'll preserve your loved one's life story as told by them, in their voice, with their smiles. Give yourself, your elders, and your children the gift of a lifetime by preserving precious family memories. Go to tellmeyourtale.com.
It seems like they actually went all out. I mean, they did have the Coinbase account. Like, it seems like a very elaborate
But I have
scam,
a question
right?
about that.
Yeah.
So is Coinbase IS a thing, a legit thing?
If you look it up, it's very hard to find a lot of info on it.
Yeah.
However, it's a third-party platform. It's what they call an unstable platform.
So it might be a scam site.
It is a scam site.
It's close enough to Coinbase, a legitimate site.
It even has the same colored logo and everything.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
So it's very deceiving. And if you don't know a lot about crypto, you could easily fall prey to this.
And when you called tech support, can we presume that that was a scammer on the tech support line?
Totally.
So that's like somebody, scammer, answering the phone, posing to try to get more money.
Absolutely.
But wait, you did the video conference with her. You saw her. It was an actual person.
Yeah. And she sent me pictures of her constantly, and no problem hopping on a video chat. But when it came to meeting in person, it just wasn't going to happen.
The thing that I'm curious about, though, is do you think the fact that you are on a dating app, conceptually, you could think of a 38-year-old multimillionaire, right, on a dating app. Do you think it made it easier for them to scam?
So what I've found since that point is that there is, I would say literally, at least for men, I can't speak for women, probably 1 out of 4 people that I meet, it's the same story.
Wow.
It's the same situation. Usually they're foreign, whether it be from Germany or Asia or, Singapore or wherever, Philippines. The point is that what they do is their stories are exactly the same. They all have Ferraris, Rollses. They all own beauty supply companies or meta spas. They only live in Beverly Hills. They're all bi-coastal, and they never want to meet. And they all have meeting after meeting, and it's on the weekends and during the day. And they're all shareholders, and they're all like 31, 35.
So what you're saying, Ned, is like if you don't want to get scammed on dating apps, don't go for the beautiful, rich, young women. So you should be looking for somebody in their 50s who's a poet, a struggling artist.
No, I mean, I think the common theme in all scams is that they ask you for money of some sort.
Oh, of course.
Right?
Yeah,
That's like
at
the
some
number
point,
one
yeah.
red flag. You can talk to them all day long. I mean, unless they are able to somehow embed a cookie or a virus into your devices.
That's
which,
another way they can
yeah,
do it,
I guess
yeah.
that's what happened to Ned as well. Other than that, causing some sort of harm, it's like it starts shooting scam all over your aura when they start saying, can you give me some money or can you give me some gift cards?
This one was more elaborate than any I've ever met. The rest of them, usually third question in, how are you doing today? Where do you live? What do you do for a living? And then, the minute they say cryptocurrency or the market or farming, crypto farming or anything like that, then it's an immediate block, delete, forget it.
Yep.
Actually, you should have been warned when she said she liked fishing.
Catfishing. What do you think happened? Who do you think this person was? You think this was an actress who was like hired to scam people left and right, and she's like just at
you mean the person who was in the video?
Company's beck and call.
Yeah, she could be. It's
Okay,
probably
Ned
like a whole
coming in
cartel.
hot in 10 minutes. Let's FaceTime with Nat. And then 10 minutes later, we're going to book Bob in Illinois. What do you think is happening?
Yeah, actually, that's perfect. That's exactly how. Were you on the scam?
It was me. No.
I think what happens is these girls get some sort of profit. It's almost like when you're getting called by an insurance person or something. Right. The person on the phone is the screener and says, well, let me hook you up with the agent.
That's perfect analogy, actually. Yeah.
That's kind of like what they do. They take it to a certain level. And then once you start signing up to the platform, your tentacles are out there. They've got your IP address. They could be from anywhere. They could be in Dubai. They could be in Singapore. Who knows where they are? Yeah. It's so intricate. I mean, these guys are insane.
Ned, your story sounds so much like Megan's. And I never quite got there, but mine was also, I think, about to go crypto. The only time that I think I've been catfished was I matched with this guy. He was like, oh, blah, blah, blah. How are you? You're so beautiful. And then 3 conversations in on the app, he was like, do you Telegram? I didn't know what Telegram was. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, oh, you want to Telegram me? Do you want my pager number as well? I thought he literally meant like Telegram. And then later on, I realized Telegram's a legit platform.
You are not a very good victim for scamming because you're not keeping up with the times. Whereas Ned is like so up to date on everything that is like he's a perfect target. Whereas you, the scammers out there are like, you know that Gina? Just don't go after her because she doesn't understand Coinbase. She gets
She'll
confused by
ask
blockchain.
for my fax number.
Yeah. A fax number.
So,
what's your AOL account?
Hey, a point to mention. So now what they're doing is they're doing it on social media sites.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Rampant. I get 20 times a week, I get girls wanting to friend me on Instagram, and then do you trade? Do you like to invest?
Right.
What do you invest in? It just happens quick.
That's interesting because I also recently, like over the past month or so, no, maybe over the past 4 months, I don't know, but Korean men will approach me on Instagram and I'll get like a message, right? And then they request to friend me. And so I'm like, oh, some good looking Korean dude. All right, I'll friend you. And then when I look up their Instagram, it's almost always these photos. Okay, listen up. Them looking all cute with an animal of some sort.
Like this?
Yeah, going like this. Always looking like a BTS pop star. Yeah. So I started talking to one of these guys, and then he's like, yeah, so these are all of my photos from LA, but right now I'm in Yemen because I'm a physician in the Army, in the US Army, and I'm based over here for a little bit, and I'm just so lonely. And he's like, I'm just, looking around Instagram, looking for somebody to talk to, and you popped up, and you seem to have a really great life, And then, so I'm like, oh, okay. I'm already a little bit leery. And then I go, how do I know you're real?
Right.
I asked this of one guy, okay? And he goes, well, I mean, I'll just send you a photo of myself right now.
Right, because that's very real.
So on Instagram, he sends me a photo of him in some whatever bunker office, and he's in a doctor's medical suit, and he's holding up a sign, and it says Gina on it, okay? And he's like, see? I wrote your name on a piece of paper.
Oh, wow.
I'm real.
Actually, that's pretty intricate.
No, listen. Yeah. So I zoom into the photo, and it's fucking photoshopped. It's fucking photoshopped.
Of course it is.
So, I don't just delete him.
Yeah.
I have to give him a piece of my mind, right? Because that's how I work. I'm like, you're a fucking scammer. I can tell that you photoshopped my fucking name on that piece of paper. If you're going to scam somebody, do it right. And then I block them so that they get a piece of my mind. But yes, Ned, long way to say I agree with you. It's not just dating apps. It's Instagram that we're getting targeted on right now. Any final thoughts based on your experience to our viewers?
When anyone sends you a picture of food, usually it's an entire smorgasbord of food for one person.
Yes.
Don't swipe right. When somebody mentions investments in crypto, don't swipe right. If somebody looks too good to be true, don't swipe right. Just buy a t-shirt that says don't swipe right.
There you go. We should make a t-shirt. I hate dating apps. Don't swipe right.
Don't swipe right.
And on the back of the t-shirt, all the reasons why you shouldn't swipe right. Crypto, food pictures, Korean doctors in the military.
Yep. Animals. Ned, thank you so much for joining us. Sorry about what happened to you, but I think this is awesome that you were willing to go public with us on this podcast show about it, because so many people, if even one or two people listen to this episode and they're like, not falling for that, then you've done a good deed. So thank you.
Thank you for having me. The only thing I would say in closing is, if you're talking to somebody for more than a week and you actually haven't set up a time to meet them, then I wouldn't go any further. I would pretty much cut
That's
it
a
off.
great tip. That's a great
Unmatched.
tip. And also, Ned, actually, I appreciate the fact that even having gone through that experience, you're still in the dating apps and you're still looking for love. So don't lose hope.
No, I think I'm in good shape at the moment. So things are fine.
Good. You're ready to delete the app. Good for you, Ned.
Thank you, Ned.
Bye-bye.
Catfishing, another reason why we hate dating apps. But let's be honest. We're saying we hate dating apps, and we're gonna try and find ways around all the stuff that we hate about dating apps. But I'm hoping that my friend Gina hasn't lost hope that she'll find love.
You know what, Daniel? This is why we work so great. you're always the optimist, and I just want to rant and bitch. Okay? Let's just shit on dating apps and be okay with it.
Rent away, sister.
I'm going to just vent. Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Please join us for the next episode of I Hate Dating Apps. Peace out. I'm Gina.
And I'm Daniel, and don't lose hope.
I hate dating apps.
Hey, app daters and haters, tell us your dating app experience, and we just might bring you on as a guest for future episodes. Head to IHateDatingApps.com and click on the big yellow Tell Us Your Story button. You can't miss it. We've got a lot of fun content on our social channels, so please follow us at I Hate Dating Apps on Facebook, TikTok, and YouTube. And on Instagram, we're at I Hate Dating Apps Pod. And don't forget to like and subscribe wherever you're listening to this podcast.